As far as I'm concerned, this issue is uncalled for. There's no need for debate because the law is there. And when the police spokesperson, Olu Muyiwa, ACP, made a comment quoting the law, I did not take it serious because it's not every person that said anything that has to do with the law that to take serious. But when the thing is coming from Attorney General of the Federation, that if Fabimi is one of our very best when it comes to the legal profession, he's a masquerade. And I personally have a respect for him. But when such a thing is coming from him, that's when we said, no, we must make input. And I was even asking the producer, I thought that he would have been here, either in person or virtually, so that he will come and tell Nigeria what the law said. In the first instance, you don't need to be a lawyer or have a law degree for you to know that for you to be Inspector General of Police, you must be a police officer. We are not talking about a medical professor. We are not talking about an engineering professor. You must be a police officer in line with Section 216 of the Constitution. We are not talking about arts. We are talking about the law. Said you have the power to appoint. The Constitution gave you the power to appoint, but you must appoint in line with the law. You cannot just, because you have the power to appoint, you rush to Use Market and appoint one mad man at the gate there as Inspector General of Police. And when they ask you, you say that you have the power to appoint. Secondly, for you to hold that office for 4 years, it has its own requirements. You must be a police officer. Now, the Constitution said for you to, for the president to appoint you as a Inspector General of Police, you must be in active service, not a retiree. Now, the question you ask yourself is... Yes, I'm coming.
You recall that President Obasanjo appointed Musiliu Smith, who had retired from the police, as his first Inspector General of Police when he came into office in 1999. Do you recall that?
When what happened? Was it not challenged? Now, listen, let me tell you that Obasanjo, or I'm building, I want to, because it's not only Obasanjo, even Barr, I'm coming to somewhere. Now, is Egbetokun Kayode, as we speak, is he a police officer? He has ceased to be a police officer. He is a retiree. Now he has 2 letters with him as we speak. His letter of appointment, employment, and his letter of appointment. Now the letter of appointment is the one with the statutory flavor, which said upon the day you are being employed in the Nigerian police, you will leave after 35 years or 60 years of age, whichever that comes first, in line with both public service rules and the act they are even quoting. Now, are you a police officer? The answer is no. Now, see how the thing started. When Ibrahim Adamu retired, Buhari gave him 3 months extension. I challenged it in court. While the matter was in court, the then Attorney General, Malami, advised, and they asked him to go. And they employed Usman Babale Akale, who was then applauding me for challenging Ibrahim Adamu. They were calling me names. They said that I hate the man because he's a Muslim, or he's a Muslim from the north. So Usman Babale Akale entered. At the expiration of his own, they said, no, we are not going to extend it. What we are going to do is this. We are going to give him 4 years letter of appointment. Usman Babale Akale was given 4 years letter of appointment to be as an Inspector General of Police for 4 years. He was having that letter. I challenged it in court. So while we are in court, Tinubu was sworn in on the 29th. On the 30th, the following morning, I submitted the letter asking Tinubu to do the needful. Now, President Tinubu did the needful. I asked the man to go. He left with his 4 years letter of appointment given to him by the then President Barr. When he left, the then why I was in fighting, Kayode Egbetokun was AIG Zone 7. I could remember when I met him, one of the police officers, Eleman, introduced me to him. Said, okay, you are the lawyer that is challenging. I don't even know why they want to destroy Nigerian police force. Everybody that retired, they refused to go. I'm quoting him in the national television. That was the day he gave me his number. Now, that one now left. Reaching his own time, how do we do this thing so that Maxwell will not go to court again to challenge it? Let us amend the Police Act. And now say that once you are given that letter of appointment, you must have it for 4 years. That was what this executive bill came on board.
But it was amended,
Wait,
right?
I'm coming.
Because we need to take reaction
that's where I am now.
But
now,
did that amendment happen?
I'm coming now. The amendment now, it was quickly passed. The question you should ask is that I want you to show me the signed one. Because the one thing is for you to pass it into law. Another thing, it will only becomes into law operative if the president signed it. Now, I was at the Supreme Court to look for a copy that was signed. I couldn't say. I went to National Library. That was on Thursday. I couldn't get anyone. So if I cannot see a signed copy from National Library and from the Supreme Court, I don't know where you have it. If you have it, to show us. Now, three senior advocates of Nigeria called me yesterday, asking me whether I have a copy. That they have Googled, they have asked AI, what we are seeing is passed into law, assuming without conceding that the president signed it into law. Will the president now appoint somebody? Just pick somebody. Now today you are a police officer. No. Will the president now use appointment letter to set aside what the section 18 of the same act they are quoting said, that once you are 60 years or 35 years in service, whichever that comes first, you leave. And somebody is quoting that he has...
Maxwell, just hold on. Let's hear Ogochukwu's own views concerning this. Ogochukwu, still there with us? Ogochukwu, can you hear us?
Ogochukwu, if you can hear us, please respond. Do you share the same view with Maxwell here, who has said, well, that the amendment being referred to by the AGF was hurriedly done and he couldn't find a signed copy to that?
I could hear clearly hear what you were saying, but I followed up what Mr. Maxwell Opara was saying.
Okay, go ahead.
If I could understand him very well, he has issued with the National Assembly as making an amendment while his matter was in court. But that is fine. The law today is that the current law regulating the Nigerian police is the Nigerian Police Act Amendment, Nigerian Police Act 2020 Amendment, done in 2024. That's the law regulating Nigerian police. Now, the question is, the Police Act Amendment done in 2024, for which I have a copy of it, is it the law or not regulating Nigerian police? That is what I asked the gentleman on your studio. Is that the law or not? Now, if you have problem with that law, as a lawyer, what you are expected to do is to challenge that law passed in 2024 by National Assembly, the amendment. The question is, have they done that? I don't know of any lawyer who has filed a suit or anyone who has filed a suit to challenge the amendment or to challenge the National Assembly for quickly passing the amendment. July 23, 2024. It was passed by National Assembly. That's over 6 months. Has that anybody who has gone to challenge it? So these are the questions we should ask. Now, what is the content of the amendment? The amendment is simply saying the person occupying the office of the IGP is to stay there for 4 years, defining his tenure as 4 years. Simplicity. Now, the Police Act of 2020 provides that the uncommon of office will have to either stay for after 30 years in service or when they get to the age of. That's what the 2020 Act says. But the 2024 amendment is not saying that it's to continue in office in line with the content of the letter of appointment. The letter of appointment says 4 years, and the person occupying that office of the IGP is to stay for 4 years. That is what 18A of the Amendment Act says. So, we now go back to the issue of has this act been challenged in court? The amendment we're talking about, has it been challenged? No. So if anybody has an issue with the Amendment Act, to proceed to the nearest court to challenge it. So, but as it stands today, I'm not a politician, please. As it stands today, the law is the Police Act, the Amendment Act, passed in 2024, is the law regulating Nigerian police and regulates the office of the IGP. You cannot challenge the amendment of the National Assembly mainly by making arguments for newspapers or television. You go straight to the nearest court and challenge it. So understand that the person occupying that office, that's the IGP, Egbetokun, has 4 years to leave office October 2027. October 31, 2027. In line with the Amendment Act. So I don't see any way we should be taking concentration over this issue when we are yet to go to court to challenge it. That's my submission on this issue.
All right, Maxwell, you heard him there, because if you're also saying an amendment, you haven't seen the president. So this is not the only act, that has been amended by the National Assembly. And if you listen to the police in his statement, it did say that this amendment actually strengthens, the tenure of the IGP, and also to ensure stability and continuity in leadership. Someone who was appointed in 2023, by 2024 is exiting. You know what that does to that position. And if there's an amendment, for instance, which was done by the National Assembly, is this something that you should also dispute? This is the lawmaking body of the country.
Do you know, my friend, you see, do you know the fun aspect of it? The more they try to correct this abnormality, the more they cause more trouble for themselves. Now, the question you should ask yourself, he's continuing to refer to amendment, which say that once you are given the appointment as a police Inspector General of Police, that will hold it for 4 years, that the amendment. For goodness sake, crying out loud, any law passed by a National Assembly, any act, any policy that is inconsistent with the Constitution, that law becomes a nullity. It is not even a law. The Constitution says that for you to be Inspector General of Police, you must be a police officer. I ask this question: is Kayode Egbetokun a police officer as we speak? The answer is no.
What do you mean by he's not a police officer?
He's not a police officer because he ceased to be a police officer by September 4th, 2024. That is the day he stopped to be a police officer. In line with the Act, he has retired. The Act has retired him.
The same Act that has been amended? Yes,
has retired him. Police service rule, public service rule, which is also, police is under, has also retired him.
So what exactly are you saying? Which one takes precedence over the other?
It's a letter of...
The Police Service Act or the Police Service Act?
Police Service Act and the Public Service Rule. And his letters of appointment, that has statutory flavor. Because that's a letter of employment.
Stated... I want to answer my question. Which one takes precedence over the other? Is it the Public Service Rules or the Police Service Act?
The Police Act, which is say that you must retire upon... Now, let me explain to you. That bill was the first one I saw they said for you to be, they want to amend it that to just like that of judicial officers and lecturers, which amended the act to incorporate everybody. That is to say, police is now, age of retirement is 35 years and 40 years. They added 5 years. So that everybody will now benefit. Now, this particular one, they are telling us that they extracted only that of IGP appointment, not employment. Appointment, not employment. Try to distinguish this.